Hey, welcome back. It's Borderline Youper checking on the sap again. Sap is sure flowing nice on this day. Beautiful, gorgeous day outside. Just checking on this and making sure things are flowing. I'll walk over to the tube line here and show you what the sap is actually doing coming out of the tree. The vacuum pump, you can actually see the sap bouncing in the tube. And it's flowing down the line into the main black tubing line into the big tank. Here we're just getting the boil started for the day. Checking everything out, making sure the levels are good inside the pan, making sure everything's boiling, and the way the sap flows here. This is the back pan right here. This is where the main raw sap comes into the pan, and this is where most of the water gets boiled off. And it's a rolling nice boil here. Sometimes you can get it to boil all the way, white foam all the way to the back, and that's a good hot fire. But it's not quite going that hot yet because I'm just starting out here and I'm checking everything over. This side of the pan doesn't have syrup in it. This is just the raw sap flowing from the back to the front on this side of the pocket. And then as you walk around the other side of the pan, this pocket right here has the syrup in it. This is where the finished product comes out. We don't completely finish it in our big evaporator pan because it's hard to control the temperature of the fire, and what'll happen is these pans will foam up and it'll actually burn the syrup if it foams up and gets too hot. So what we do is we try to pull it off before it completely gets the syrup. Here we are getting the filter press ready to go to finish our maple syrup off that we pull out of our main evaporator and put in the finishing pan. Reed is loading up the filter press paper. You gotta go lower than that part. You're still on the other side too low. Your hole ain't lined up. Did you screw up my side? Put your fingers out of there and I'll hold that one for you so you can get the next one. This filter press filters the syrup, pushes the syrup through all these papers that are in here, and gets all the sand that the tree sucks up and all the other debris out of the syrup. And all you're left is good old sugar maple syrup. So we run syrup through this after it's finished in our finishing pan. But we got to get the filter press put together first. We have to have a paper between each one of these plates. Papers also act like gaskets to keep the syrup from leaking out once you tighten up the that it doesn't fall, otherwise they drop. And they gotta be in the right spot, otherwise the syrup won't flow through. This is our finishing pan. This is where we put the syrup and finish it off on propane. Got nice little burners underneath it. We can control the heat. And then we hook it to the filter press, which I showed us setting up earlier. Connect it to the filter press. But we gotta make sure the syrup's done first. So we got a couple different items to make sure the syrup is done. We got a refractometer, which tells you the bricks at room temperature. You look through it. And then we also have a, which is that device. You don't want it to boil over. So what I'm going to do here now is take a sample of the syrup with the test cup. And what I'm doing is heating up the test cup so the syrup isn't too cool when I take the put the syrup hydrometer in the cup. And then I'm also warming up the thermometer to make sure I get it to 211 degrees, which is what the syrup hydrometer needs to read at. And then I will place the syrup hydrometer in here shortly. Hang on. Filter press first. I want it to go in here. No, we don't have to on this. I just did it to clean it when I first started. I don't know which way to valve it, so you can go ahead and turn it on. It's flowing in. It's coming in. Go ahead and turn it on. No, okay. Go for it. Until you get syrup coming out of here, and then we're going to warm this up. So until you get it to come out of here, then shut it off so this warms up. So you got to warm up the filter press first so it filters better. Oh, I forgot filter aid. Shut her down. That's what I forgot to put in here. We're going to plug this thing up. Forgot to put filter aid in it. I guess that's fine. So diatomaceous earth. What the diatomaceous earth does is gives the sand and things something to bond to in the filter press and to give it a greater surface area so that the filter papers can capture more sand and particles out of the syrup. And the filter papers take all that diatomaceous earth out, so there's nothing left in it. And what I have to do is put in 3 cups, and it is 1 cup per 5 gallons. Reed is mixing the diatomaceous earth in with the syrup with a big old whisk so that it gets all mixed into the syrup so it does what it's supposed to. Whisk her up good, Reed. Over here, up on top of the syrup. Oh, I almost messed up, all because I was videotaping. I forgot the diatomaceous earth. go ahead and filter press feels hot enough, so we're gonna go ahead and start up the filter press and get it going here. Let it flow into the milk can.
Filtration system?
No. This takes out a lot more sand.
What was the old filtration system?
It's in the can over there. I didn't get to it. This bit.
Wool sweaters were also involved.
Yep. Are you excited about the syrup meeting? You're a good read. Go rinse the whisk off in the back can. The back of all in that end. So what I'm checking over there and what I'm going to point to here is the pressure gauge. And what you don't want to do is get that over 50 psi because it'll blow out the paper filters in there and you'll have nothing but a mess. So you got to keep your eye on it and make sure that it won't go over 50 psi. The highest I have ever had it is 40 psi. Gallons of maple syrup made. Borderline Youper out.